I'd be like everybody else, you know, and I'd be very attractive. And you know, when I was a kid and a teenager, I did what teenagers do. But for me, I've always avoided things that block my clarity. You know, I think in order to create powerful stuff, you have to be very, for me, you know, you got to be very clear. You know, you got to be able to pull the energy from within yourself and manipulate it within the world. And that takes a lot of focus and a lot of power. And anything that gets in the way of that, I take it out of my life because I really like the feeling of accomplishment. You know, like when I listen to certain songs that I've recorded, when I sit down and I play, it's such a joy and it's such a privilege, and it's so fascinating to me that I can do it, you know, that it perpetuates itself. You want more, you know, and you can't get more of that if you're obstructing your energy with other things. So now the fasting, there was a time when I was younger, I was never very healthy. You know, I was always suffering from something. And I was always kind of weak, you know, and when I would go on tour, like in the early days with Frank, I was a mess. I was just a mess. I smoked cigarettes, I ate anything, you know, and I really didn't have the energy. That energy I was talking about was completely getting cut. And what happens is then physically you suffer, and then you know, anxiety and all the mental stuff. And I had to make a change because I was going through some intense, you know, as a young man, 21 years old, I was going through intense mental struggles. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just a, you know, year of age or whatever. But I needed to make drastic changes in my life. So I just dropped an axe, you know, and I had to change drastically. And I changed the way I eat, I changed the way I would exercise, and I changed the way I thought. And that was very important for me. I would be dead by now if I didn't. In that process, I studied some things like fasting and some of the values that you can get from it. And it became a relatively important part of my life where twice a year I would fast for 10 days. And I still do that, but only once a year. And only for 5 days.